everyone, welcome to another video. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Irit. I'm an artist based in Austria in Europe, and today's video is dedicated to Ikea, which I will probably pronounce it in the rest of the video Ikea, because that's how we call it here in Austria, and that's how the Swedish people who invented Ikea call it. And so I know for my North American viewers it's a little bit confusing, but I'm talking about Ikea or Ikea. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave me a comment. Also, I would love for you to subscribe. Let's start with really my favorite solution that I've implemented in my room, and that is the Kallax storage system. These are iconic for Ikea. Even though I wouldn't consider them high quality or anything, they are so modular and easy to fit to your needs, and there are so many options of customizing them that I really think they're a great solution, especially for the price. So I have several of these in my room, and my favorite one is the large one that I have on my wall, and it's mostly filled with the Samla boxes, and I love those. I feel that they have a few sizes that just work perfectly for my needs and for different kinds of paints and mediums, and they fit in the Kallax in a way that allows me to see everything because they are see-through, but there's still a little bit of space in between, so it feels to me calmer and more organized. It doesn't take maximal advantage of every square inch and centimeter, but overall, it really holds a lot. These boxes hold a lot and still keep that kind of organized look. Of course, if you add doors to this, it would look a lot cleaner and neater. But first of all of these inserts that go in the Kallax, they slightly reduce the size of the square, so take all of that into consideration. I'm not sure that if you added doors, the Samla boxes would still fit. So you have to check that, I can't tell you. But for me personally, it's just easier to see what I have for easy access and an easy way to put it away. And I'm willing to sacrifice some of that cleaner look to have those advantages. Sometimes I feel like, especially for me, I have to compromise the aesthetics of things so that they work better for me. But it is worth it if it helps me keep my space organized and helps me see what I actually have, not have things hidden in cupboards and drawers that are hard for me to see or find. So I really love the Samla boxes. There's the particular size which fits very nicely. 2 boxes fit in a Kallax square, and then there's the larger boxes with a possible insert that the larger boxes work really well for larger containers and things like spray paint or tools that you have that will not fit in the smaller boxes. So I also have a few of the larger ones, and it works great, and the price is very affordable. So you can buy a large Kallax, fill it with those boxes, and you'll have a great storage solution that looks organized and clean without breaking the bank. I also want to mention this insert, which is a divider, and I used it at the beginning for things like tools, like my trimmers, but I found that since I'm not really scrapbooking anymore, I don't really use my paper trimmers, and so I've switched that to house my paper pads, which have watercolor paper, and then I also have there some gesso boards and some of the oil acrylic canvas paper pads. So we'll see how that works. I like the idea of it. Again, you're losing some of the space with all of these dividers, but sometimes I think it's worth it if, you know, it serves its purpose. One insert of the Kallax that I'm not a fan of, I have it and I don't really like it, are the 2-drawer setup. Now, this is nice. I think it looks really cute, and I got the pink ones and I really like how it looks. But you lose so much of the space. You get 2 very small drawers that I really think, you know, if you have more stuff, like if you need that extra space, I really think just getting like those 2 Samla boxes is a better way to use it. It doesn't look as nice as the drawers. It's a lot cheaper than the drawers, but it will give you more space. So that's one of their inserts that I'm not really sold on. And unless you kind of know that you have a small amount of items to put in there and it will fit your needs, I wouldn't recommend getting those. Let's move on to my other absolute favorite storage solution from Ikea, and that is the Kallax drawer unit. And I'm specifically talking about the larger one that is a little bit lower. It can slide under your desk if you want that feature. It can be very helpful to just like tuck it away under your desk at the end of the day or when you don't need it. And the great thing about this is that it has a lot of surface. So I like to use it especially for my larger watercolor pads or larger paintings. And there's just so much that fits into this. And I really haven't found anything comparable in that price range. It's still expensive, and it took me several years until I decided, okay, I'm going to spend that amount on a drawer unit. When I bought mine, it was actually about 100 euros, and now I think it costs like 140 euros. So it's a lot more expensive now. But that is one item in my room that I absolutely love and have used it consistently. It houses my watercolors, so the top drawer has all of my watercolor tubes, and then the rest of the drawers, I keep switching things around to fit my needs, but almost always I have a couple of drawers for those large watercolor paper pads, and then a couple of drawers for paintings. And then the paintings that don't fit there anymore, I move to a different storage solution, which I'll get to. And I'm definitely considering getting another one, maybe to house my acrylic paints or my oil paints. I'm a huge believer in trying things out and changing what is not working for you. Let's move on to another iconic Ikea piece, which is their Raskog trolleys. And I have mixed feelings about mine. First of all, I really like that you can very easily spray paint them. So I had a black one and I spray painted it in this lovely purple, and it looks great. It was super easy to do. So yay for that. You can also find very similar products now on Amazon. This has become like such a really iconic piece that other shops also offer it. So what I love about it is, of course, you know, the fact that you can roll it away, put it away, bring it in to where you're working. That's very convenient. And the top shelf of the 3 is very, very easy to use, and it's great. So I like to store my pencils there. I have different cups of pencils. I will take them out to put on my table as I'm sketching, or I will just, you know, roll the trolley next to me as I'm painting. I also like that you can very easily add other attachment onto it, and you can see how I use mine. Although what I don't like about it is that it can get a little bit cluttered looking and messy, and I always lean that way. So having all those options, I'm not sure that it works for me, just because things get very cluttered, very messy, very fast with me. So I like that feature because it just gives you more options, but it can get a little bit cluttered looking if you don't keep it under control. What I don't like about the Raskog is that I really feel, for me at least, the bottom 2 shelves are very, very hard to reach. I haven't really found a way to use them that makes it really comfortable. I currently have these inserts in them, but those are also hard for me to take out. So not really working for me. I guess it's a good place to store maybe things that you want to have within arm's reach, that you can kind of easily recognize what they are and then pull them out if you need them, but it's not as convenient as that top shelf or those like additional attachments you can hang on the Raskog. So it's great, but it's not a perfect solution for me personally. Let's move on to things you can hang on your wall. So using your vertical space and your walls is a great way of, you know, kind of maximizing your storage possibilities. And one item that I really like is the Kvissle, I want to say. I don't know how to pronounce that. Forgive me. This is great. It's made out of metal. I've had mine for years and years and years. It used to house my scrapbooking papers, so it really fits nicely, those 12 by 12 papers. And then I switched to all kinds of paper pads, watercolor paper pads, and it served me really well. You can kind of stack these and use like 2 or even more. So I find it to be a really useful product. I've also seen on the Ikea website that they actually put it in a drawer and use it like that. So that's another option. What I do recommend is, you know, you still have to keep things a little bit organized there. Anything that is too soft, like very thin papers, it'll kind of like flop around there, so that doesn't look so nice and slick. And also, if you hang it too high, which I did, it's a little bit hard to reach. You have to think about these things, but it is a great product in my opinion, and it has served me really, really well over the years, also as my needs changed. Now, another thing that Ikea offers that you can put on your wall are all kinds of rods that you can you know, mount on your wall and then attach all kinds of little cups and baskets on them. Now, I think these are great. I have a couple of these different systems and they work well for me, but the mistake that I did is that I hung some of these rods too high up. It's not within easy reach. The one that I found most useful were the ones that when I sat next to my desk, you know, alone or with my kids, the ones that I could just reach out and grab a cup with markers, pencils, whatever, those were the ones that I used. So anything that was higher up, it's just, for me, it's a little bit useless. I put things there that I never use. It's not convenient. So unless you absolutely need it, or you know that you'll, you know, reach out and grab it, I wouldn't hang anything that is harder to reach. So I'll probably take mine off my wall, and I am considering trying the pegboards from Ikea. I really, really like those. I really like the look of them. I have an idea on how I would like to use mine, and maybe I'll do that because the wall situation needs to change a little bit. Some of it is working for me, but not all of it. Now, what I like about, I don't know if they still have these specific rods, but they had these metal rods that you can, again, very, very easily spray paint. And I spray painted mine in a pink color, which matches the wall color. And I just really, really like the look of it. It seems very customized to me and just a little bit more unique. And you can also kind of make those rods really almost like disappear into your wall, even, you know, if your wall is a certain color. So you can just spray paint these rods to fit. And I really like that look. Again, I probably am going to make some changes to my wall, but I like the look of that. So the last thing I want to talk about is a specific kind of box that I really like. It's called cookies, I want to say, and I have a few of the larger ones. And what I like about these, they are more expensive, but they are very, very sturdy. And I just like the look of it. It's slick, it's clean, it feels more durable. And I have a few of those. I have one for my paintings that moved away from my Kallax drawers. I have one for sentimental items. I have one for photos. I just really like how they look. They stack really nicely. And then I have a couple that live above my Kallax units, and it just looks very clean, especially if you have white walls. It just kind of blends into the wall. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you will try some of these systems. I hope they work for you as well as they worked for me. I will see you next week with some watercolor fun. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.